Okay, so this video has been sped up because I talked too long again. Imagine that. And it's okay to laugh, okay? Because I'm fine. Everything's fine. It's not even hurting, okay? So just go ahead and enjoy the story and feel free to laugh because that's why I tell y'all this stuff, so you can get some enjoyment out of it. The funny parts of it, you know?
Hi, good morning. Happy Saturday. Saturday morning, we're coming over here to the church to walk, to tell you about yesterday. Why is my life this way? Okay, so first of all, these are the woods, okay? They're not very deep, and there is a path that has been cut in the woods from when the school was here. The kids would run on it. There's not kids here anymore, okay? We still walk the path, okay? Well, the day before when we came over here, Jesse, who works on the grounds, and he's a former cop, tells me that the police officers came over here with their canine dogs and let them run through the woods. And he said, so just be careful, you might find a landmine. Well, thankfully I didn't find a landmine, but Penny could smell them. So little Miss Penny was on the hunt for Red October? No. For where these dogs were. She was like a bloodhound, nose to the ground, searching. So I just went with her. It was, y'all can't even see me. It was cooler in the woods than it was out here in the parking lot. So, we just walked in the woods. I am also talking to my dad on the phone. I put him on speaker and we just traveled through the woods together, right? So I'm having to walk with my head down because, well, A, I didn't want to find a landmine, and B, it's not as clear of a path as it used to be. So you kind of have to watch where you're going, okay? So I'm walking like this, but I'm also trying to look up as I go to make sure that I don't slam into like a tree limb or something, right? And so I say, oh, I almost walked through a spider web. And Dad said, well, you need to watch where you're going. I said, well, I got to watch the ground because, snakes. You said snakes, tree limbs. Stuff falls in the woods, landmines. You got to watch where you're going with your feet as well as your face, okay? So I said, well, I'll just walk like this with the leash up in the air, and the leash can catch the spider web before my face does. It was a great idea. It was. Except I put it down because Penny was walking under something, so I had to take the leash from here to here to get it under that thing. Y'all, I hit a spider web. I started screaming. Now this tells you that my dad's used to, like my mom and mine, used to our antics. Because I was screaming, oh, oh, ah, oh. He didn't even skip a beat. He just keeps on talking. And I'm like, ooh, get off me. And that spider web was so strong that it bent when I went to walk into it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't break. It was like walking into guide wire or something. It was strong. Yeah. And I stopped. And when I stopped, and of course I was making all the sounds and screaming and having a fit, I saw the spider. I saw the spider. Then I started screaming even more. Did my dad skip a beat? No, he did not. He is still not noticing that I am screaming and coming apart in the woods. Because not only did I run into the strongest spider web ever, no, a giant spider. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Whew. I gotta try, see, I can't talk about stuff like this because I get all wigged out. I just got attacked by a tree branch. The spider, legs included, was about that long. And it went right across the front of my face. Okay? It kept going, but I was at my wit's end, okay? So my dad goes, what is it, finally? I said, well, I ran into this giant spider web. See, it's August. This is what happens in August. All the spiders come out in August. I said I ran into this giant spider web, and it was such a strong spider web that it didn't even break when I ran into it. It just pushed like a clothesline and pushed me back. And then the giant spider ran across my head, basically, my forehead. And he says, well, you're going to have to go home and brush your hair out and make sure there ain't no more spiders in it. I said, brush my hair out? I'm going to have to go home and change my drawers. Well, that's enough of the spider story. That's about all that happened. I got on the other side of it. And every step you take, every move you make, I was like this. I was like, no, we ain't doing this again. And I saw several more spider webs, but I didn't run into any more. See, here's one right here. That's the same spider. Except, no, that's smaller. But yeah, August is spider month. That's when they all come out and start doing their thing. But here's a giant one, and it's got 2. And a mosquito just landed in the web. Thank you, spiders, for doing what you do. But, yeah. No, there's another one. I mean, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. But you don't expect them to be in a large opening. You know what I'm saying? There's another one. Ooh, hold on. I don't know if you'll be able to see them because this stupid phone won't zoom in on them. But there's one right there. And then there's another one somewhere. You see the leaves hanging though. So yeah, I'm just being way more careful and waving her leash up and down. And these aren't even the thick woods. I'm up next to the road. So you can imagine the thick woods back there. We won't be going back there. Not during the month of August. Because I have noticed in my travels that spiders do like the month of August. Yes, I pay attention to these things because I don't want to walk into another one. Okay, well, moving on. There's a big one over there. If you don't like spiders, I'm sorry. I don't want them on me or in my home, but I like them because they have a purpose, unlike mosquitoes. Spiders have a purpose, okay? Well, I mean, I guess the purpose of the mosquitoes is to feed the spiders. But, anyway, there's another web. Okay, anyway, I get home, and I'm sitting there thinking, what do I want for dinner? And I decided that I was going to take my mandolin, and I was going to slide the sweet tater back and forth across my mandolin, okay? And I did. And right before it happened, I thought, you know what? You need to put the guard on the potato. But the potato was still thick. And I thought, no, it's okay. Hey, we're not going to the road. Come on. We're not going to the road. It wasn't okay. Because my finger hit the blade on the mandolin. And it removed a chunk of skin from my finger. Now, it did hurt. I ain't gonna lie, it did hurt. And I immediately put it underwater, because that's usually what I do. When I have a boo-boo, I put it underwater. Well, it wouldn't stop bleeding. It would not stop bleeding. I guess there's a bunch of nerve endings there, I don't know. But I was like, ooh-wee, am I gonna have to go get stitches? Because this is a lot of blood. So I called my dad. I mean, I've been through a million first aid classes at the jail, so I knew what to do to stop the bleeding and all that stuff. But I needed a second opinion on whether he thought I needed stitches. And he agreed that the wound, it removed a chunk, okay? But there was no way you could stitch it. So then I put it on Facebook that I had just, taken a chunk out. And my friend Melinda, who lives in the neighborhood, called me and she said, you need anything? And I said, well, I don't have any gauze. And she said, well, hey, come this way. We're not going to the road. She said, let me run to the house because I'm out on the road and see if I have any gauze and I'll just bring it by and it'll keep you from going somewhere. And I said, okay. Well, then she came by and gave me some non-stick gauze pads and tape and all that stuff. And I showed it to her and she agreed. They ain't gonna be able to stitch it because it's just a chunk. But I tell you what's the truth. It bled like a stuck pig, it bled. Well, I poured peroxide on it first. Some people say not to use peroxide. I don't know. That's just what I do. And then I have Neosporin with pain relief. And I put that on there. I slathered that on there. And it hasn't hurt since. Not at all. I wrapped it up real good. Now, it was throbbing at first. So I was driving down the road because I decided I didn't want sweet potatoes anymore. So I just went and got me something to eat because I was over cooking at that point. But that's nice. There's a beer bottle. Oh, there's 2 beer bottles in the church parking. Oh, sorry, in the church parking lot. It's a pretty little bottle. What are you? Belvedere. Oh, vodka. It's a pretty little bottle. Anyway, I was driving down the road with my finger up in the air because it was throbbing. But it didn't hurt for the rest of the evening, and it didn't hurt this morning. I went ahead and washed my hair. Mainly, I did not get this finger wet while I was in the tub, and I washed my hair with one hand. And I took all the bandaging off and checked it, and it had stopped bleeding, thankfully, or it would have been pouring out of the bandage I had. And I just put some more stuff on it and rewrapped it, and it's still not hurting. So I don't know if that's the Neosporin or just, I don't know, but I'm happy. But I told the girls, I said, y'all can't come over. Well, I told the girls' mom, I said I just cut a chunk out of my finger. And at that time, I didn't know if I was going to have to go to the hospital, and it was still bleeding so much, and I was like, I don't want to deal with them with this finger because I don't know what's going to happen. Well, they came over anyway, knocked on the door, and I opened the door, and I held my finger up, and I said, no company. And she said, oh, I thought my mom was kidding. No, she's not kidding. And she goes, well, can we have some paint? I was like, y'all are savage. Just absolutely savage. Not, I'm sorry you cut a chunk out of your finger. I hope it doesn't hurt. Hope it heals quickly. Can we have some paint? Kids. Savages. That's what they are. Savages. I've talked too long, so I may have to speed portions of this up. But anyway, that's going to be it. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. Hope he's coming back soon because people be crazy. And watch out for spiders. And I will talk to you on my next Tracy Tries. Toodles, my noodles. Stay silly, my friends, and smile. Piss people off, make people happier. Make them wonder what you've been up to. Goodbye.